And then I got hit up to just go talk to a bunch of developers for this little known franchise called Call of Duty, right?
What's that?
It's
Just
this
kidding.
video
Just
game.
kidding.
So you got to understand, I have been a heavy gamer. I still am. I have been a heavy gamer my entire life. Games have been Atari 2600, ColecoVision and Television, all the in-between type systems like pre-Nintendo type stuff, Sega Genesis, all these types of these gaming systems. I've been since Tennis for Two. You know what that is?
No.
It's the very first video game ever made. It was Pong. You remember Pong?
Yeah, I do.
It had wood panel on the box, and like you had a knob with your friend and a reset button, and you turn this thing and like the ding 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 ding, and that's what you did. That was the first video game. So I've been literally been playing video games since they've been being made, and deeply, like sometimes way too deep. Like post combat, I lock myself in a room and I'm like playing.
Yeah. What's your favorite video game of all time?
Ooh, man, you put me on the spot like that. You can't do that.
Street Fighter 2.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That was your jam.
Dad.
Street Fighter 2.
Yeah. Maybe Zelda.
See, fantasy is my shit. I know I'm doing Call of Duty and everything like that. Even the dudes at Call of Duty were like, we'll get you more involved with the zombie stuff. But like the fantasy stuff is just for me is I'm working on some stuff now that I absolutely can't talk about. It's triple top secret, but I can't wait to be able to tell you. But it scratches every itch. You know what I mean? It's one of my favorite IPs out there. So you asked what my favorite video games were, right?
How many bodies were you seeing?
The first few were just kind of like sporadic in the foyer area. And then...
Did you know any of them?
This one American had just like called and said that he's trapped in a room on fire. And he's hiding under one of the banquet tables and they're shooting over top of him. Please come get me, come help me.
I really like the Diablo franchise a lot. I love pretty much anything Blizzard makes. I enjoy. The Last of Us, The Witcher, God of War. Oh, God of War. How can you not love the God of War franchise? Have you played that? Do yourself a favor and just get off and just get that, play that. You'll be like, oh shit, yeah. Get yourself a PlayStation. Am I wrong? Oh man, you haven't played God of War? All right. But God of War, if I had to pick a favorite, man, it's such a powerful storytelling platform, man. It's the future of storytelling.
Video gaming.
Oh, absolutely. That technology. As they start to get into photogrammetry and these types of things and how they're capturing, 100%.
Damn.
100%. Watch. Mark my words.
I believe you.
The CEO of Warner Brothers. This is a quote from the CEO of Warner Brothers. It doesn't take a genius to know that video games are the future of entertainment. And he raised Warner Brother Games to the same level as Warner Brother Films, from what I hear. So, yeah. So, now that I've set the stage for this, you got to understand how this is, bro. So, I get asked to talk on stage to a bunch of developers for Call of Duty. Can I help bring in a guest speaker? I do, and a mutual friend had introduced me to the contact over at Activision. Come to find out, we had some history together, and we didn't even realize it, And so let me bring you in, and we'll take a look and talk to these people, and who knows, So again, it comes up. Well, we'd like you to be the tech advisor for this shoot we're doing for, Call of Duty. And I'm like, if there's anything I learned, show the fuck up, no matter what the fucking job is. And then they'll see that I have other things to offer. They may or may not take that, but they'll see that I have other things to offer, is the hope, right? Well, these guys did. Treyarch did. And I have an incredible team. Like, I have this guy, my original coordinator has had, AAA talent on his roster. And he brought that and allowed me to use that in this endeavor once we got there. So what turned into me tech advising, what we saw was, this is how this happened. We saw, I was going in to just tech advise on the movement on, what it was they were doing. And then COVID hit and everybody's in a lockdown. And it's like, well, shit, we're shooting this. Can you tune into this shoot and look at what these guys are doing? And I'm watching what these guys are doing with weapons, and I'm like, guys, I got to be honest. Like they're so off the mark. Like, for me to tell you everything they're doing wrong here in real time over a Zoom meeting is going to be really challenging. And I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody, but if I can just show you an example, what we can do is this. I can show you an example of what my team can do, and then we can give it to them, and then they can rehearse what we put together, and then they'll be more in alignment because they don't know what they don't know. If they can replicate what it is we're doing over here on my team, everything will be great. I never went into it like trying to screw anybody over or anything like that, right? Like, that was not the intent. The intent was, let's just make some really cool stuff, give it to them, and then, this other team can shoot it because they have a mocap stage and they can do all the stuff. You know what I mean? So we did, and they were like, holy shit. Like, with the choreo and all the things we did, we put our best foot forward at the time. And so they were like, I don't know what happened, but we got approached again, and they're like, hey, so we noticed that you recorded all that stuff on a mocap stage. Where were you? And I was like, in Los Angeles. They're like, really? Well, would you be interested in shooting that stuff for us? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, we'll shoot it for you. And so went from tech advisor to directing again. And I'm directing all this second unit stuff. And basically what they have in game is this ability to where you can go up behind a guy and you hold down the melee button and it performs an execution. You guys play Call of Duty? Yeah. And it performs this execution. Well, this execution is like an animation using different types of weapons, depends on the operator package and all these variables, right? And so we made these things and they're like, oh, that was great. Can you do some more and do some more? And wound up being like 300 different ways of killing somebody up close.
Nice.
Have you ever played, so you said Street Fighter, you ever play Mortal Kombat?
Oh, yeah.
You know how at the end you can do fatalities?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Nice.
It's kind of like that. So you want me to come up with the Call of Duty fatalities? That's my job? Okay, I'll do that. Fuck, all day long, And so...
Do you have a favorite fatality?
Ooh, there's a lot of good ones, man. What in the Call of Duty? So
Yeah.
in Black Ops, so we're on a different Call of Duty now, but Black Ops was the first one that I had done, and I like the John Rambo one a lot. You know, I like I like different ones for different reasons. Um, and the Judge Dredd one's cool. We have some that haven't come out.
You gotta make one with a stop sign pole just for old time's sake.
Nice. Yeah. We have stuff kind of like that though. That's funny.
You
But
call it the hooch.
I still don't know where the fuck the guy got a stop sign pole. It's crazy. Anyway, so one thing led to another. We started developing relationships, good working relationships with the stage there at Central, and one thing led to another, and then I was asked to come in and do another Call of Duty IP, the one that just came out, Vanguard, and now I'm the second unit director, the guy that shoots all the action stuff for the one that just came out, Vanguard. And in the interim, we were working on different cinematics and directing cinematics in conjunction. You got to understand, there's a lot of people that wear a lot of different hats in the video game world, so it's not as clear cut as in film on who's doing what. You have the performance capture director that is, for all intents and purposes, the director of a film that works with the actors and elicits the performances, right? They performance capture director. You've seen the helmets that they wear with the lights and the dots on their face and all that.
Yeah.
That's it. And they direct all that, the ADR performances. They're working with all the actors. Second unit director, the mocap director, works with all the second unit stuff, all the action. So I did that in conjunction with being the first assistant director too. The assistant director is the guy that handles the logistics and kind of make sure the flow of the day. He's kind of like the LPO.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He makes shit flow along. Chief is the director. LPO is the one that makes all that shit happen, right?
Yeah.
And so kind of the same thing. And so one thing led to another, and I had a very good working relationship with the lead animators over at Treyarch, and they wanted to bring me on full time as the performance capture director for their studio. So now I'm officially a developer. While I was creating this franchise and going back to everything that we've talked about before, there's been adversity. You know what I mean? Like things have gone sideways sometimes, and that's just the nature of production. Things come in late. You don't know which way is up. Talent cancels on you. They get booked on something else, or you know what I mean? And then all the production's weighing on that, and so there's a lot of adversity. But it's okay to take that breath and just truly enjoy the type of problem that it is, for what it is. And so while we were making that first game, and to kind of put this in scope, my son passed away while I was on the stage shooting. And you got to understand this IP. There's no coincidences. There's no coincidences. Me and my son played this IP while I was in Iraq. We used Call of Duty as a way to bond, when, it was difficult face to face sometimes. because of what he's going through, what I'm going through, and but in that other world, the walls come down a little bit. Makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
And things start coming out, and you're having conversations, and you're just having fun. You know what I mean? So I don't think we talk about that enough in games. Just the good that can happen. And the friends you can make. And the connections that you can make. And I think we should focus on that more. And so that's kind of what drives me. And so while I'm creating this IP, you think there's any coincidence that like after my son passes away, then all of a sudden like all of these things start to bloom. And I can't tell you all of the other things that are happening, but it's just like through that journey, like I'm talking to you about, and I alluded to this before. Maybe you can go back and kind of do your magic, but the journey itself and the transition and the being able to kind of, incorporate all of those events into my heart, just has granted, and that realization of the ability to love unconditionally. I bring that into that's the why I create. Like I use that whole journey, and that's what motivates my creative effort. It's not the outcome of anything. It's not I'm striving to like go get this thing next. I did that. It's painful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing's ever good enough. You're never satisfied with where you're at. And that causes a hole. There's always a hole that can never be filled because you're always looking out there and never like appreciating what's right here. And right here,
Yeah.
And so that all changed through that. That's one of the myriad of gifts that this event has given, this singular event has granted me. And so now in a little over a year and a half, I have signed with Treyarch as a developer doing a job that normally is reserved. I'm at a level where, guys have been doing this for 20 years. How's that happen?
Damn, that's awesome.
How's that happen? A gamer, a SEAL. Think of all the pieces.
Hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.